Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Yeah, there was lots of huffing and puffing in this interview. Terry Moran from ABC actually delivered an incredible pitch-perfect interview of Donald Trump, and Trump was fumbling and bumbling and just looked like an absolute idiot. This was a 100-day Trump interview, and the ABC reporter, stepped up. I want you to watch what went down. Donald Trump claimed that Brago Garcia had MS-13 tattooed on his knuckles with the actual letter M, number 13, letter S. And it was clearly photoshopped, like you can literally look at it. And Donald Trump's like, no, it says MS-13. Just watch this. Play it.
He wasn't a member of a gang. And then they looked, and on his knuckles, he had MS-13.
There's a dispute.
But wait a minute. He had MS-13 on his knuckles tattooed.
Oh, he had some tattoos that are interpreted that way. But let's move on.
Wait a minute. Hey, Terry.
He did not have the letter MS-13.
It says MS-13.
That was photoshopped. So let me
That was photoshopped. Terry, you can't do that. Hey, they're giving you the big break of a lifetime. You know, you're doing the interview. I picked you because, frankly, I never heard of you, but that's okay. I picked you, Terry, but you're not being very nice. He had MS-13 tattooed.
Right, we'll agree to disagree. I want to move on to something else.
Terry, do you want me to show you the picture?
I saw the picture. We'll
and you think it was Photoshop? Well,
here we go.
Don't Photoshop it. Go look at his hand. He had MS-13.
He did have tattoos that can be interpreted that way. I'm not an expert on them. I want to turn to Ukraine, sir. I want to get to Ukraine.
No. He had MS, as clear as you can be, not interpreted. This is why people no longer believe the news, because
when
it's
he was
fake
photographed
news.
in El Salvador, they aren't there. But let's just go on. They aren't there when he's in El Salvador.
They weren't there, but they're there now, right?
No,
but
they're in your picture.
Terry.
Ukraine, sir.
He's got MS-13 on his knuckles.
All right.
Okay?
Well, we'll take a look.
You do such a disservice.
We'll take a look at that,
Why don't you just say, yes, he does, and, go on to something else?
It's contested.
Next up, Donald Trump lies and claims that tourism is way up and it's going so good when we all know that tourism is crashing. Again, it's just the most easy thing to prove as a lie, but here Donald Trump saying that things are great and it's going to get better. Play this clip.
And Canadians, many of them, are really angry, furious about your talk about we're going to take over Canada's going to become the 51st state. And it kind of is of a piece. A lot of travel is down into the United States from around the world. It feels like there's been reputational damage.
The country's doing great. Well, prices are down.
Not the tourism.
Gasoline's down. Energy's down. Tourism is going to be way up. Wait till you see the numbers. The tourism is way up.
Not now.
Now, Canada, tourism's doing very well. We're doing very well. Wait till you see the real numbers come out in 6 months from now. Wait till you see the numbers.
But do you think, I'm going to ask you, if I may, do you think that...
You literally have a lot of the world boycotting travel and tourism into the United States. Canada's gone elbows up. They ain't showing up here. Like we know this. Like there's actual data reflecting of this. Europeans aren't showing up here. Australians aren't. People from across the world, South America, Central America, Mexico, elsewhere, really are not trying to come here because they don't want to be put in detention centers if they're tourists or sent to concentration camps and get cavity searched and just put in detention centers for weeks on end. Donald Trump then talks about the suffering that people are feeling right now is what they signed up for. He promised suffering, he says. Here, play this clip.
Concern out there. People are worried. Even some people who voted for you saying, I didn't sign up for this. So how do you answer those concerns?
Well, they did sign up for it, actually, and this is what I campaigned on. I said that we've been abused by other countries at levels that nobody's ever seen before. We were losing $3 to $5 billion a day on trade.
Trump then talks about the 145% tariffs on China as a very good thing and that he thinks it's great. So for everyone who keeps saying, oh, we're moving closer to a deal with China. No, we're not. You're just manipulating the markets. Here, play this clip.
Secretary said we basically have an embargo on China.
Look, you're trying to say something's going to happen, Terry.
No, okay, well,
nothing's going to happen.
You know business.
Terry,
I want to ask you.
I do know business.
Yes, so 145% tariffs on China, and that's good. Basically an embargo.
They deserve it.
It'll raise prices on everything from electronics to clothing to building houses.
You don't know that. You don't know whether or not China's going to eat it.
That's mathematics.
China probably will eat those tariffs, but at 145, they basically can't do much business with the United States. And They were making from us $1 trillion a year. They were ripping us off like nobody's ever ripped us off. And by the way, we have other countries that were just as bad. If you look at the European Union, it was terrible what they've done to us. Every country, almost every country in the world was ripping us off. But they're not doing that anymore.
I want you to think of
Next up, you have Donald Trump admitting that he weaponizes the DOJ. Let's play this clip.
That Biden knew anything about it.
Fair enough. But you are the president now, and
Yeah.
I'm asking the justification for going after people you don't like.
No.
There
People
is-
that I think are dishonest. It's not that I don't even know most of them. They're people that I
These
think
people
are
made you
dishonest.
angry.
No, it's not anger. These are people that I think are very dishonest. I don't think they're worthy of being able to go into top secret information. I think that's fine. And Biden did that with many of our people. But when you look at it, these are people that I don't think are worthy. That's my decision. It's not a question of anger.
Okay.
Let's talk about jeans. You know, those stiff, uncomfortable leg prisons that cost a fortune, squeeze all the wrong places, and make bending over a high-stakes operation. Yeah, I used to hate jeans too. Then I tried the perfect jean, and let me tell you, I have seen the light. I'm talking about jeans that stretch, jeans that move, jeans that don't crush your delicate assets. No more saggy diaper butt, no more stiff, unforgiving denim. These bad boys are soft as a baby's bottom. I mean, who knew jeans could actually be this comfortable? I can bend, stretch, run errands, break out dance moves I have no business attempting, and yeah, I look damn good doing it as well. And here's the best part. These don't cost $200, $150, or even $100. The perfect jean is just $79.99, and honestly, worth every penny. The fit is spot on. They've got sizes for everyone, and they actually make me want to wear jeans again. For a limited time, our listeners get 15% off their first order plus free shipping at theperfectjean.nyc, or Google The Perfect Jean and use code MeidasTouch for 15% off. That's 15% off for new customers at theperfectjean.nyc with promo code MeidasTouch, MEIDAS15. After you purchase, they'll ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. F your khakis and get the perfect jean.
Donald Trump then claims that the main message of his campaign was hang tough, it won't be easy. Do you remember, was that the message of Donald Trump's campaign? Hang tough, it won't be easy. Do you think that's what he said? Play this clip.
You said something a couple weeks ago that struck me. You said concerning the tariffs, which economists say are going to raise prices, you said, quote, hang tough.
Yeah.
It won't be easy. You said that to the American people. Is that what Americans should
Well, I've
expect,
said
some
that-
hard times?
I've said that
because of
during
these
my
tariffs?
campaign. Look, we won a campaign by a lot. We won all 7 swing states. We won the popular vote by a lot. You know, we had a tremendous campaign. I said all these things during my campaign. I said, you're going to have a transition period. We've been ripped off by every country all over the world. They're laughing at us. They thought we were stupid people, and we were. And
I told you, I mean, this is a good interview. He did a good job, this interview. Terry Moran then talks about how, like, what's your message to small businesses? Like, okay, you're giving favors to Apple, like they can negotiate exemptions to tariffs, but like, what's your plan for small businesses? And Trump's like, it doesn't matter. Apple's doing great. Play this clip.
So your message to those small businesses who are saying, we can't live a month, 2 months with these tariffs. Apple got a big deal. Is there something for them?
No, not only Apple. We've got $7 to $8 trillion being invested in our country in 2 months. Biden didn't have that over a year. I mean, if you look at Biden, nobody was really investing in this country. Everybody was ripping off our country. Apple's putting up $500 billion, but that's only one of many companies. Companies are flooding into our country right now.
So your answer to the concern about the tariffs is everything's going to be hunky-dory.
Everything's going to be just fine. It wouldn't have been if I didn't do this. I had a choice. I could leave it, have a nice, easy time, but I think ultimately you would have had an implosion. Our country had inflation that was worse than they've ever had it before. You don't mention that. Why don't you mention that? We had the worst inflation probably in the history of our country. People say 40.
I mean, when you watch this, right? Like, doesn't it look like a deranged individual? Like it literally. Like, this is the guy who's controlling the economy, who thinks a photoshopped MS-13 is real when it's obviously photoshopped, who's saying tourism is up when it's down. Like, we all see this. Like, can we talk about that this is like a demented individual? Then Donald Trump tries to throw his lawyers under the bus and says that when it comes to providing due process, he doesn't know anything about that. His lawyers do. Play this clip.
Here, including terrorists, by the way. Now,
but
did we give them a hearing when they came in?
Well, the law requires that every single person who is going to be deported gets a hearing first.
Well,
do you acknowledge that?
I'll have to ask the lawyers about that. All I can say is this. If you're going to have 21 million people, and if we have to get a lot of them out because they're criminals, we're going to have to act fast. We can't. Do you think we can give 21 million trials? Let's say each trial takes 2 weeks. Is that what you want us to do?
The law
give
is the law, sir. The law is the law, and you're
the law
sworn
doesn't
to
say anything
uphold it.
about trials.
No, not trials, hearings. I said
These
hearings.
people came in, they're not citizens. They came in illegally. They came into our country
Right.
illegally.
And
We
there's-
have to get them out.
There's a legal process for that.
I can't, sure, and we follow the legal process. I can't have a trial, a major trial
I'm not
for
saying
every
major.
person that came in illegally. We have
Then Donald Trump is asked a very simple question if he recommends that parents get their kids vaccinated for measles. And Trump's like, let's leave it to the governors. I don't know. Play this clip.
And it's because people aren't getting their children vaccinated. Do you recommend to parents that they get their children vaccinated for measles?
Well, I recommend the governors to make the decisions. You have a very talented governor of Texas, and he's making decisions, and those decisions are going to be made rapidly. This is a very much different thing than COVID in terms of rapidity and speed and other things. Measles have been with us a long time, and I'm not saying good, bad, or indifferent. I'm just saying that the governors are making the decision. It's a federalist decision.
The president is our leader in so many ways, and your voice counts so much.
Yeah.
And you can't tell moms and dads, it's a good thing to get a measles
Do
vaccine.
I recommend it?
Yes.
I do. I
Okay.
recommend it, yeah.
Got it. That was
Do I
my
mandate
question.
it? No.
No, I didn't
But
ask
I
you.
do recommend it, yes.
Good. Do you think you're...
And I have recommended it.
Do you think the Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who has a history of, at the very least, vaccine skepticism, do you think Kennedy recommends the measles vaccine?
He did. He recommended it. Yeah, he did.
You satisfied with his
Yeah, I mean, he
response on this?
recommended that they go out and get the vaccine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I truly believe that you could ask this guy any question and he'll say something crazy. Like, I think you can say, what color is the sky? I leave it to the governors. What year is it? Do you think it's 2025? Right. What a fake question. Like, I truly think that if you asked him anything, like he is someone who clearly is not, I'm not trying to give him an out by trying to say, cognitive issues, but like, he's a liar, he's dangerous, he's vile, he's a sexual abuser, he's a felon, he's a fraud, and he's also seems to also be cognitively declined. I mean, you see it, it's crazy. Here you've got Donald Trump saying that he thinks that Putin wants to stop the war. Here, play this clip.
He could be tapping me along a little bit. I would say that he would like to stop the war. I think that if it weren't for me, I think he'd want to take over the whole country personally. I always felt. So when I left, there wasn't even a chance that this would happen. When Biden got involved, I won't say whether or not he handled it properly, but obviously it wasn't good because the war started. Putin went in, the war started. I believe that Putin wanted to get all of Ukraine once he went in. And I think part of the reason he went in, he saw what happened in Afghanistan, how incompetently Milley and all these guys handled that. It was one of the greatest embarrassments of our lifetimes, but maybe in the history of our country. Okay. So Putin went in. I think Putin wanted all of Ukraine.
Right.
I think if I didn't win the election, he would have gotten all of Ukraine. I think he would have taken all of Ukraine. I think his first choice.
And then Donald Trump praises Doge, he says, for saving hundreds of billions of dollars when they said they were going to save $2 trillion. Actually, federal spending is up now. More federal spending now under Trump than under former President Biden. And Doge has added like $150 billion to our deficit. Here, play this clip.
There were some things where, when I heard about them, I put them back, as you know. There are things that I'm considering right now putting back, but overall we've saved hundreds of billions of dollars.
Well, the original promise was $2 trillion, went to $1 trillion, now to $150 billion, and heading
you don't know
south.
what it's going to be because we have things that are at a very high level that are being looked at right now. We also found tremendous waste, fraud, and abuse, as you know. We found a lot of fraud. There was a lot of fraud. Fraudulent things were taking place, and we ended that, and those people are going to be suffering because of it.
A legal note, fraud is a crime. There have been no referrals to the Justice Department on any of
Well, you
these.
don't know that, do you? How do you know that?
Have there been
How do you
referrals
know
to
that?
the, are there criminal referrals?
How would you know that there were no referrals? I think there were referrals.
They generally are. There's
Okay.
been no investigation from the
How do
Justice
you know
Department.
that?
I'm asking you, sir.
No, you're not asking me. You made a statement. You're not
Now
asking
I'm asking
me.
you.
That was a statement that you made. There have
Now I'm
been.
asking you.
Have there been? Yes, there have.
So there have been referrals for fraud from the
Of course
working
there have been. Take a look at some of these
All right,
things that
all
took
right,
place.
all right.
Billions of dollars were given to people for no reason whatsoever. Of course there have
I
been.
want to bring up
And then finally, Donald Trump is asked about the law firms that he's going after, and here's what he says.
You've gone after law firms because they've employed people you don't like, or they have represented people
Well,
you
they
don't
obviously
like.
agreed because they paid me a lot of money.
Well, the reason they agreed is because you were threatening to destroy their business with your executive order that said you can't represent clients for the federal
These are
government. That's
these
their
are
bread and
big
butter.
boys. These are the biggest, most powerful lawyers. These are not people
You got a lot of leverage
that are
as
easily
president.
intimidated.
As president, you got all the cards.
I mean, they paid hundreds of millions of dollars because they felt, I guess, they probably felt they did something wrong.
It was for survival, sir.
No, it isn't.
You're
No,
crushing their business.
These firms are very powerful firms, and there's 15 of them. And these are firms that probably, well, look, you have to ask them. In fact, this is a separate story. You have to ask them, why did you all pay Trump hundreds of millions of dollars in services, etc.? Why did you do that? I don't know.
You don't think
we have a clause in the thing that while we admit no wrongdoing, but you know, it's like one of those things. And now I'm friendly with those firms, but it's, you know, these are the most powerful firms in the world. And they just signed whatever I put in front of them. I've never seen anything like it. I'm actually surprised myself in a certain way. But they obviously felt they probably did something wrong. I guess that's why they signed.
I guess the question out of that is the concern that people have. Are you using your powers as president to get personal revenge?
No, I'll tell you what. You're really not asking, and you should be asking. There has never been a president in this country, in the history, that was persecuted like I was persecuted by really crooked people, dishonest, horrible people, and it's been proven. So when you say I'm treating people rough, I'm not treating people rough. I was treated worse than any president in the history of our country. And you know, people figured, well, maybe that's it. Finally, we got, you know, he's leaving town. There goes the helicopter. And then I came back. And I came back because I have tremendous support. You know, when you win an election like I won it, and you will admit I won all 7 swing states. I won the popular vote. I won 2,750 districts compared to 500 districts. That's why the map is all red. And those people feel that I was treated unfairly.
But is that...
What in the world are we watching? Like, we all have to look at that and go, again, this shouldn't be a political thing. Like, that ain't a normal person. Like, that's not behavior. That's not the way adults behave. Like, that is somebody who, honestly, you would expect to see in, I don't even want to go there, but you get it. Anyway, hit subscribe. Let's get to, I don't want to go there because I don't want to give it an out. And as someone who needs to be held accountable, and frankly, anyone who aids and abets this thing, in many ways, I feel like is even worse. Tell me what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 5 million subscribers.
New Midas merch drop! Check out the latest pro-democracy sticker packs, t-shirts, hats, sweatshirts, and more. All at store.MeidasTouch.com.